What's up, everybody? Destroy here, and welcome to another cast of the Rise of Witch King patch 2.2, and this time it's on version 7. This is the first cast of version 7, and here we are on Forts of Isen. Not Forts of Isen 2, but it's renamed Forts of Isen for version 7, so drop the 2, and there we go. Because there's only one Forts of Isen and Forts in our patch, so makes sense, I guess. But anyway, let's see what we got. This is apparently a very highly rated game between two very good players, so it should be a good match. We have Jackie. Let me just make sure who the other guy is. Isen. Okay, Jackie is Solas, by the way. So we have Solas versus Isen. And there we go. They're both dwarves. And apparently this is a very good match, recommended by both of them. So it's gotta be good. I don't know who actually wins it, so it'll be a surprise for everybody. So it should be pretty good. Let's see what we got here. It's also starting with some of these phalanxes. I am casting on the Rise of the Witch King HD Edition Alpha, which is not released still. So my units will look different to yours. This is not part of version 7 or anything. The units looking different is my own thing for now. But we have some phalanxes out for Andy as well. And somebody's going to build her up here. Neat little feature of version 7. When your builders take damage and they're left undamaged for a little bit, they will start to heal up automatically, like a building, which is pretty nice. So no longer will you have these builders running around with no health. You can actually heal them up, which is pretty sweet. It's kind of confusing they're both green. Why the shit would you both choose green as dwarves? I'm sure they both went random, but still. One's dark green, one's light green, I guess. The dark versus the light. Who would win? I guess we'll never know. And of course, if you haven't seen any stuff from version 7 yet, and you're just a person who watches casts for some reason, not the live comms, we have the Collector's Edition button here, which activates all Collector's Edition features. So you can toggle that from your fort if you just click that button, which is pretty nice. Dwarves also get siege hammers at level 2 with their Hall of Warriors. Banners can be gotten at level 2, and they can be equipped at your dudes for 100 resources, which is very cheap, but it gives dwarves a huge benefit, I find, as it gives guardians access to charge really cheap and effectively. So it's really nice, and it's a huge change for dwarves, in my opinion. That is a global thing, I'm pretty sure. The banner carriers are 100 for every faction, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not just dwarves. But it is very effective for the Guardian unit itself, I find. Alright, so looks like Isen has sent some of his Guardians there to deal with Solas' dudes. I don't know why he's named Jackie, but probably smurfing, let's be honest. Who knows? Alright, Solas is creeping this warglaive with some guardians there. He's got guardians here. He's getting hobbits out of the inn. That is the hobbit unit, or hobbit unit for the dwarves still. In version 7, they still retain the hobbit unit. Majority of other factions have got a different unit for their inn units, but the dwarves have kept the same one because it's still fine. This timer is also a new feature of version 7, and it's very nice. But you'll notice when I switch teams, it resets the timer. So the timer, well, it doesn't really work for replays because of that reason. So that'll be resetting quite frequently because I have to, of course, look at PowerPoint and powers and such. But in a normal game, it's a good indication, for the most part, of how long the game's going. So it's a nice little addition. And something I actually enjoy quite a bit. Also, if you hit F9... it doesn't actually do anything in a replay, apparently, but F9 toggles your UI, and that will also reset that, in case you were wondering. Alright, so we got King Brand F for Andy. So we got King Brand and some dwarves versus Andy, or Solas, and some hobbits and dwarves. So it looks like he's gone for a quick hero. Brand is always a good choice. His slam shot is incredible now. I'm pretty sure it's taken a buff because it seems quite stronger than it was, as far as I can tell. It also has some real oomph to it now. When it actually hits the enemy, it makes a sound, and you really feel like you did some damage. It looks like Solas has also gone for a brand, which is not surprising. It's pretty straightforward dwarven play there, getting a brand. He's usually the first dwarven hero out of the gate for the dwarves, because he's just really effective. Interesting. There's a mine in front of a mine. Oh, that slam shot. They tried to come out of the mine and they got slam shotted to death. That is brutal. Slam shot has a nice area. You also have noticed the sound effect is reminiscent of Haldir's sound when he swings. It makes that nice heavy oomph sound when he hits, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Brand's definitely pretty useful, and I like his little revamp there. Of course, that's the HD edition skin, not the actual Brand skin, but I like it. Another dwarven change I can discuss. I'll be kind of discussing a few dwarven changes I know of. I didn't read the changelog fully, so I don't know everything. But things I've experienced I will discuss while we watch some of the battle go on. Solas runs away with his King Brand for his life. I guess another thing you can look at here is when you look at a hero, as you'll see that little toolbar pops up, it actually says how much melee damage, how much range damage, how much health they have. So that's pretty nice. You actually know how much damage your guy does, how much health they have, etc. So that's pretty cool. Nice, small but cool addition to version 7. Alright, and he's pushing in with some Phalanx's Guardians, Brand, and Hobbits. He seems to be doing pretty well so far. Nobody's gotten the banner carriers as of yet. Maybe I'm just a huge fan of the banner carriers, but I seem to go for it pretty quick. But I don't play 1v1 really, so it's not surprising. You can do that more easily in a 4v4. Maybe not in a 1v1. It's better to get a lot of troops, I realize. But both teams are trying to, of course, get forward mines out and about. As you do. Dwarven Builder still has the improved vision, as they had in version 6. So they're still more useful. They're good as scouts that can see attacks coming a little better and react accordingly. And there's the slam shot again. I think it has a new particle effect as well. Like the arrow has an orange trail. I don't think that was the case in version 6, but I can't remember, to be honest, what it looked like, even though I literally saw it for years. So, who knows? Regardless, though, it's pretty nice. There's a few little visual changes here and there that have been added, like the fire arrow effects, which is a very cool one. I like that one a lot, actually. That's one of my favorite ones that has been added. There's a Thorn statue from the HD edition, not from version 6, 7, whatever version this is. Ooh. Mine exiting has been made a little better. It's still not perfect, I'll admit. You guys will still get stuck in their mine, but not as much, or not as easy as it used to be to get stuck in your mines while trying to exit, so it's a little bit more tolerable, which is good. There we go, both teams utilizing Hobbits, Brands. Quite the mirror we got going here. Very identical play styles going off right now. Although it looks like Solas' Hobbits are ruining the other team. They're buffed and they're in the back. Although, of course, we have Andy's doing pretty well also. Frodo's had a little change. He puts on the one ring instead of a elven cloak, which is not really a huge deal or anything, but it's a nice little change, you know? Nice little thing. He also says something about the ring when he puts it on. Also, certain units have different voice files added to them. A lot of them do, in fact. There's a lot of extra voice files. Different music has been added as well if you play with music on. I, of course, can't play with the soundtrack from the movies on, but if you are playing, you should, because it's good. There's like 80 new tracks, which is Wonderful. So I highly suggest getting that because it's pretty nice. And I would use it if I could. YouTube, unfortunately, likes to flag copyright for such things. Sucks. Alright, so far it's pretty much straight up. Both teams going for similar things. It looks like Andy's on. He's going to go for Zealots. That's the reason you would usually go for the level 3. Zealots are quite good now. I mean, they were already good, but they're pretty good now, and they have an axe throw. I believe all mini hero hordes are immune to trample or knockback, one of the two. I think it's knock. No, it's definitely not knockback because I knocked him back before. I think it's trample. Someone's gonna correct me. That's fine. I don't always know what I'm talking about, but sometimes. But either way, they're effective. Let's put it that way. What level is Andy's brand? He is level 6. What about Solas' brand? There he is. He's level 5, so he's one level behind. Oh, they gotta be a little bit careful. They look so close. Why did they pick the same color? Oh, it's so confusing. The new colors, of course, are very good as well for version 7. I love the new colors. This is the very vibrant green, and then of course you have the dark green, which in a normal game, if they weren't both playing Dwarves, would be just fine, but when they're both playing Dwarves, it's very similar at a glance. Every color is pretty easy to see on the mini-map. There's no terrible, shitty yellow or brown like there used to be. Every color is very seeable, very cool. And I like it quite a bit. The bottom left is under contest. Somebody's got a tower. Is that a lone tower? It's a battle tower. Looks like someone's throwing over a battle tower to try and secure this position. He's also throwing over a statue, it looks like. So his mine has been taken out. And he is also in control of that in there. Oh, we're going to get to see the HD Edition Zealots. Just realized that. Cool. Something I don't get to see every day. Because I only get to see Zealots in HD when I play a cast in version 6. They weren't caught that often. But there they are. Freaking cool. They don't look like mini Gimlis anymore. They look like Iron Hills Dwarves. But that will be a great addition to Andy's army. Looks like Andy's also got a little forward barracks here. A little Hall of Warriors action up there. But if we see the Zealots pulled out somewhere, I'm not sure where they are. They haven't been pulled out. He has 2 battalions of them in the mine right now. So they will be evacuated somewhere. And then he will ravage whatever gets evacuated to fight, I would imagine. Is he coming out here? Yes, he is. Alright, this is a new edition. Or, more accurate to say, the reactivation of an old edition. The axe throw for the Zealots has been fixed and it makes it work properly. And it's very good. So, definitely a nice ability for them to get at level 2. They can throw it. It has a nice AoE ability and knockdown. So it's quite effective. The Zealots are just strong, tanky, dependable dwarves. And fast, of course. Keyword there as well that I didn't mention. Looks like Solas has put some hobbits in the tower. If that's not pro, I don't know what is. As Thorin's statue watches on. And as the tower falls, I'd imagine the hobbits will fall, and the Zealots will take no prisoners. Let's see how's things going over here. Looks like Solas has overwhelmed whatever defense was over here for Andy-san. And he is going to take out this Hall of Warriors here as well. Secure the area with some mines. And he is in control of the signal fire up there. Signal fire? That's an inn. It's very much not a signal fire. Yeah, it looks like Andy's brand is also level 7. At level 7, of course, he gets the Beast Slayer arrow, which actually one-shots catapults, by the way, if you didn't know that. So it's a very useful ability to have for Bran. It's also incredibly, of course, good against beast creatures, as you would expect. So severe damage to flying units and beast creatures is an incredible good power to have for anyone. The charge revamp did not make it into version 7, so this was going to be turned into a toggleable ability that didn't have to target any enemies. But it doesn't look like that made it in time or didn't make the cut or whatever. So instead it's the same as it was, but it's still very useful, of course. They still get the 50% damage, 50% armor, and then they do the trample damage. So it's still worth going to level 2, by all means. Looks like we have a Men of Dale summon here for Solas. Gonna try and melt away the forces of Isen. More reinforcements are on the way in. Red is here as well, but he's not going to be enough to fight them back, it looks like. As his forces melt away. And in the south of Solas' base, it looks like Andy is making a push. Solas is on the defense there as well. If you look at the mini-map, Solas has a lot of defense. There's the blue barrage of the Dwarves. That was once a collector's edition feature. That is not activated by clicking this, I believe. That is the default color for the Dwarves barrage. So Mordor and Dwarves have a different color barrage to differentiate themselves from each other by default, so you don't have to guess who activated it, really, which is nice. The collector's edition features mainly deals with like banners and eagles, skins, and stuff like that. The banner carriers and whatnot. So not so much that one, but still nice to toggle on. I see no reason to turn it on, not turn it on in the game. It just activates anything that looks cool. Might as well. Yes, it's blue now, and it's nice. Andy's on has used that, of course. That was his. He's got 596 of 975, so he's doing all right. He's got Hobbits, of course. Heal, Rally Call, 3 power points. There's a Hobbit summon from Solas. Of course, Solas has gone for Men of Dale. Hobbit allies. Ooh, the thing has such a huge slam on it. He's got Rebuild, Heal, and Rally Call. 302, 760. So it seems like Andy's son is doing a little better on troops and maximum command points at the moment. But when you go for powers, well, Andy has more. Solas is over 15. His Men of Dale is a 10. Andy has 2 10s. Or this is Solas, rather. Solas has 2 10s. 2 10s, 3 5s. And of course you have 2 5s, a 10 and a 15. Math away if you want, but yeah. It's going to take a little bit longer, of course, for Andy to get to his, or to Solas rather, to get to his 25. Really, Dwarven Mirror, all about the slam shot, isn't it? It's all about Brand. Brand is MVP in any Dwarven game. Just pretty good. Looks like Solas is bringing another army forth in the south, in the southwest forward. And he's going to push through. Andy is in control of here right now. I'm sure that will soon be contested or changed, rather. Another Dwarven change I am aware of. The Axor velocity of their axe is increased, so their axes reach their target quicker. It's a nice little buff for them. They also have got a health buff, I can't remember. I don't know about that one. That one might not be true. But they do hit their targets quicker, I do know that one for sure. So I should really actually read the changelog, that would be useful, wouldn't it? Then I could give accurate information. But what fun is that, really, let's be honest. I don't like to read. Unless I have to, I guess. Alright, let's see what's going on in Andy's base. Andy has a Forgeworks. Another new thing you'll notice here is the Forgeworks icon as a new icon. And that, of course, is specific to the Forgeworks and Siegeworks of any faction. Looks like somebody's got Industry. That would be Solas. Industry, Dwarven Riches, rather. And he's got a battle wagon out in the field. Very cool. Anyway, battle wagons are great to give banner carriers because they, of course, are free leadership things to run around with. You just keep near your army, they do pretty well, but you can give them all kinds of things. Mobile Hearth, Men of Dale, Axors, you name it. Like I was saying, the Siegeworks has a new feature. When you upgrade it to level 2, it says allows healing of nearby siege weapons. So that means, of course, if your catapults or your demolishers, I believe battle wagons as well, if they're wounded, you set them next to that at level 2 and they will start to heal over time. And of course, once you level up to level 3, it will do that, but at an increased rate. So it's quite nice to level up your siege works now and keep your, you can finally heal your catapults and ballistas and stuff by sending them at a upgraded siege works and just chilling around it like a hearth. So it's a pretty nice feature as well. Just a small change, but it's a nice one. There's a lot of little small changes that just add up to huge changes. Because that doesn't sound like a huge change that would be game changing. Of course it's not. But it's a nice feature to have. There's also another feature of siege in general. Catapults, when they are in aggressive stance, they will have increased range. So they will be able to fire a little bit further, but they will have, I believe, minus 20% armor, so they're easier to kill. So you do have to weigh the pros and the cons of going into aggressive stance with the siege weapons, but generally speaking, you probably want them in aggressive so you can have the furthest range possible for your siege weapons. And that effect also applies to the trebuchet or the catapult expansions on your forts. You can actually toggle those as well, so they can fire back at the things that are firing at them. So that's something you'll have to keep in mind as well. Otherwise, your guys will probably be outranged by enemy siege if you're not paying attention to your stances. So it's just a little extra thing you'll have to keep in mind, but it's pretty nice regardless. I'm a little on the fence about it, if I'm honest, but I'll probably grow. I'll get used to it. I don't hate it, just haven't got used to it yet. There's a lot of things that probably haven't got used to yet, but soon we'll all be used to it. Or it'll be nerfed in the hotfix, who knows. But I can't say. Looks like we do have a Gimli out for Andy. Always a strong choice of hero. He doesn't come with leadership like he does in BF 2, but he is still a very beastly hero. He gets 100% damage and increased attack speed and movements when he gets Slayer. He gets leap attack, of course. I don't know if he got any buffs or not, because of course, like I said, didn't really read the changelog. But he might have. Although he might not have. Might not even needed one. That's the reason he might not have got one. Who knows? Except for people who read, I guess. Or no. People who changed it to begin with, if change happened. Alright, here they go once again. Battling on the forts for supremacy. I'd imagine both brands are level 10 at this point. Level 9. Ooh, 8. This is basically the perfect picture of what this game is right now. A brand on each side, dwarves on each side, fighting in a river. Pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Slam shots tearing through dwarven ranks. Brutal. As the Solas does have statues with Men of Dale around them, so he will have some supremacy here. I feel like the Men of Dale will shred things. Men of Dale's black arrows are actually very powerful as well. Definitely something you want to try and utilize. In fact, I'm surprised he's not utilizing it. Maybe he's waiting until he gets low health, or maybe he's just not going to use it. Maybe Solstice doesn't notice. The black arrows, even though it says monsters, they do a good amount of damage to other things as well. They're a good way to deal with null doors, actually, I found. Because null doors are quite strong in version 7. It's a good way to help deal with that. Same with Roger Marcher barbed arrows. They definitely help also. Or just anything in general, really. They're just good abilities. And once again, we got a big fight. Men of Dale and a lot of hobbits. A lot of hobbits on both sides. I don't think I've seen so many hobbits in a game before. I think there was a hobbit faction. So many hobbits going on. I do feel like Solas is getting the better of this one, though. Andy will have to get his Gimli out of there. Ooh, Gimli's very, very low health. Luckily, Andy does have a heal. He's pulled his army out. So he's Azor's Men of Dale himself. Oh, through the oil cast there. Very nice. Fire to the ground. Hopefully someone gets the fire arrow upgrade, because I want to see the fire arrows in action. So I do like that particle effect quite a bit. So someone probably will, but who knows. Let's go Come here, see how things are going. Looks like the Zealots in ranged power that Andy-san is bringing, led by Gimli, is enough to make Solas' forces melt here. And Gimli is up to level 4 now. He's doing well. What do we got here? Looks like just one battalion being defended. Or fended off, rather. Nothing too serious. Solas is using his branded melee. As of course he's not very good at actually, of course, taking mine shafts out with his archery powers. Hence the reason he has the sword toggle to begin with. It's not really used against units. You want to use it to try and take out buildings again. There's a barrage, very nice. Managed to kill off Brand. Take out the mine and the tower. And Andy can push from here if he so desires. He has a King Dean as well as a Gloin. Andy has some power in his heroes and his zealots. So that could be very, very useful for him. And of course he has Gimli up here. Oh, that's actually Solas' Gimli. Both teams now have a Gimli, it looks like. Of course Andy's Gimli is much better. There's the axe throw of the zealots there in action. Solas also has a Gloin. But he get pelted with arrows from Men of Dale. Whoa! There he goes. Also, another little feature is battle chatter has been increased, so you'll notice a lot more voices during replay viewing of units, which is a nice feature because it's just nice to have, really. I think that was the thing anyway. Normally, I don't think you would hear heroes saying anything or stuff like that. But I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that was increased. Small little change, of course, but a nice one, like most. Right, Andy's pulling out his armies. Looks like he's going to walk through the center there. As far as upgrades go, he's only got his nothing. He's got no upgrades as of yet. He's just going for level 3 siege works though. Also, Catapult's expansion on level 4 can fire oil casts as well. So that was a new addition as well. Could be useful. Could be used to great effect if you're trying to disperse something. I wonder if you can auto-cast it. I don't know. Haven't tried. Alright, and he's pushing on Solas' base now. Solas really relying on these towers with archers in it. And just the archers outside in general and stuff. Trying to use his archer superiority here to defend his base. Of course, Andy does have a lot of archers himself, though. So once he actually engages in combat with the enemy, he should do alright. Gimli is level 5. He does have Slayer. He could kill off Brand or whoever he wants if he so desires now. Probably. It's not always guaranteed when you use Slayer to kill something, but you know, it's generally pretty safe to say. We'll probably do some damage. Oh no! Well, I stand corrected. Apparently, if you don't activate the collector's edition, it is in range. So one player activated it, one player didn't? I don't get how it works. I could have swore Excelsior, the patch creator, said that that was on by default. Maybe I'm wrong. I tend to misremember things, who knows. King Dane's level 2, we got Gloin level 2. Brand is level 10 now at this point. I think he's going to lose him to some Men of Dale. Nope, he got the heal off, he summoned the Men of Dale. And there's a little archer off going on in the middle here. The Zealots are going to try and go in for a little action. Axe throw would be pretty good too. The axe throw does some decent AoE damage, especially to archers. It'll probably kill them outright, which is pretty useful. It's got a decent AoE range too. Oh, Solas' builder did not quite make it out of there. Unfortunate. As far as map control goes, it looks like Andy's in control of most of the map. He's got the top and the bottom. Solas is starting to get cornered in a bit, which is never good. You don't want to get cornered in, because then the opponent has complete map control, and then things get real. There's a lone tower. Does it do anything? Fires access at nearby enemies. There you go. It's just a tower that you can put dudes in, like it always has been. Ooh, there's a golem on the field. I could potentially drop a ring that summons Galadriel. Galadriel has new summoning music as well, just like Sauron had added in version 6. Galadriel has added in version 7 some summoning music. I think if someone does get it, and I do know it's probably coming, I'll turn on music just so we can hear it, if I remember quickly. Can't have it on for very long, of course. But we'll see. Probably won't happen though. I don't know if a ring hero appears in this game or not. Probably not, I guess. Most 1v1s don't end ring heroes. Flame shot not incredibly good against heroes. It's mostly an AoE ability used on units, but it is still effective to try and finish off enemies or wound them a bit. Oh, isn't this interesting? Solas has gone for a wall with a catapult expansion on it. It looks like Andy's has gone for upgrades on his dwarves. Although I'd say a better upgrade for this kind of work would be, of course, the siege hammers you can get from your Hall of Warriors. And I found that actually siege hammers, the Hall of Warriors, Guardians start is pretty strong. Because harassing with siege hammers, as you might expect, not too shabby. It turns out. It's not too cheap either, so. Alright, Solas' Gimli's level 6. You will feel the dwarves. Indeed. As he takes a mine shaft. Hits him with a leap and gets the hell out. Very nice. His Axler might have got buffed in range, radius. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure something happened with Gimli. I'll have to read up on the game board. Right, we get some fire arrows. Is that the new fire arrow particle effect? No, it isn't. Well, maybe it's not showing because maybe it's not activated for dwarves. Or maybe it's because it's the HD edition and it's overwriting it or something. I don't know. Probably not. There is a nice little smoke trail for arrows and stuff. It might only be for certain evil factions. I think I've only seen it on goblins and Mordor. I could be wrong on that one though. Alright, Solas has an army out here. And he's going to pull it down. So Andy's going to be on the defensive here. With what little he has. Looks like we did have a earthquake at some point. I didn't hear it and I didn't see it, so no idea where that happened, but it happened. Didn't seem to set Solas back too much though, as far as I can tell. That's what Andy has currently. Solas has got himself Dwarven Riches. 17 power points. He's getting close to a 25, but he has a lot more powers. But Andy, of course, has his power. His tier 4 power already. They do like to build mines next to each other, don't they? Madness. The upgrades will help out a bit, though. Especially if you remember to charge his units. A lot of people don't charge their units, though, because it's a lot of micro. If other things are happening, you're not going to remember to charge your dudes. As you would expect. Looks like Solas is pulling out his brand. Probably doesn't want to lose him to Gimli here. Who's just rampaging. Andy's Gimli, of course. And with the darker green cape. He is doing work. Right, Solas has brought out more troops. He's also attacking from the north, it looks like. All these two little ducks scurry away. Swans, whatever the hell they are. In unison, no less. Looks like Andy's starting to lose a bit of his map control.
Keep up now.
So he hasn't actually researched siege hammers. I'd imagine Solas hasn't either. Interesting, neither would choose to try it out. Siege hammers are not only good against buildings, of course, in version 7, but as you see there, it enables splash damage and significantly increases the damage to the structures, but reduces the damage done to units. That's why they're not trying to fight each other with siege hammers on. Because quite frankly, it's not a wise idea. You just get decreased damage to units, so really Forged Blades is the way to go against dwarves, I would think. But against spam units like goblins or orcs, I'd say siege hammers are a great call, because splash damage for your dudes while your guys are just sitting there tanking the orcs, you'll be cleaving a lot of heads. So it's pretty nice. Ooh, nice sleep there. Very nice indeed. He's going to try and take down as many of these men of Dale as he can. He gains level 4, almost 5. At level 5 he does get Mighty Rage, which gives a buff to units, 33% damage and armor. Or you can use it on enemies and minus 25% damage and 20% armor. And nullifies enemy leadership as well. It's quite good to use. Throw his wailing away at the builder there. A little cheeky. Gimli made short work of that. Let's go on the bottom left, see what's happening. Looks like we do have a Men of Dale summon in from Andy. I think that's Andy at least. Solas is. So Solas has himself. Brand, is he in these aggressive stance? He is not. So his catapults are in regular stance, so they'll take not increased damage, but they won't have the super, not super range, but increased range. He's also throw up a tower here, which is nice as well. He's actually got this nice little way to go through as well, so he can just kind of funnel them through like a kill zone. Kill switch. Something like that. But as a good way to use walls in forts, to be honest. It's nice to see a pro player use a wall in forts for once. I've seen it a few times, but you don't see it very often. That being said. Gimli is going to die here. Down he goes. And then there is the barrage once again. Absolutely obliterating the army. Guessing that was... It's hard to keep track nowadays. Andy Sons, he's almost got his 25. He does have Earthquake ready, actually. I wonder where he's going to use it. Gloin is out. Level 4, he can use his Shake Foundation, of course, which is useful. Taking out structures. But he should be... No, he can't. He'll have to get a Cloud Break, I think. Or something like that. Or the other 15. Which is Dwarven Riches? Question mark? Solas has Citadel ready to use. Interesting. So we'll have Citadel and we'll have Earthquake going off soon. Not sure where they will be used. Solas' base is looking prime for a nice earthquaking. Potentially. Show him your axe. Oh no. Almost sounds filthy. Almost. Alright, Solas is in control on the bottom left now. And he's making a push to the top right to try and push Solas out of the right. From the top. Thought those builders gonna fall, and down he goes. Unfortunate. Looks like Solas actually has more troops here as well. Andy has less troops, just overall, it looks like. And there is a Citadel being brought in. Catapult Fort is attacking it. Andy decided to use Earthquake there, killing an army and doing a lot of damage to that as well. And there's a blue barrage now for Solas. Now both teams have blue. I'm so confused why. Why did we ever see an orange one then? Someone later on activate the collector's edition? I don't know. What the shit? We have Citadel versus Citadel. Down goes the rebuild. Not every day you see this. Two Citadels facing off. It looks like Solas has equipped his armor and he's equipping it with increased damage masterwork munitions to the attached towers and stuff. And it looks like Andy's has fallen. And I think this might be GG here. Solas is going for the kill on the fort. And indeed, down it goes. Whoa. Well, it's quite a brutal ending to Andy Son's fort there. Very sudden as well. But Solas started to surround him a bit from the north and the east. West, rather. And then, of course, hit him with the big powers. The big 1-2 punch. Managed to get him going. That should be the last building, I think, maybe? Unless he goes somewhere else. Nope, there it is. And Isen has been defeated. And Jackie, aka Solas, is victorious. Whew. That was quite the game. a lot of action. That was a good one. Very back and forth Dwarven Mirror. I can see why it was a very highly rated replay. Definitely worthy of Mordor, if I do say so myself. But it's always good to see new stuff. Dwarven players going at it. Good Dwarven players are beasts. Dwarves. It's always nice to see Dwarves played well, I think. Because they are one of the harder factions to play, in my opinion. So it's always a joy. And when you see two Dwarves going at it, you kind of want to see which play style is better, I guess. Even though they're both very similar. Both players did some different things, of course. Different power trees, I think, as well. But anyway, yeah, that's the first cast of version 7. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. And of course there will be more casts on the way. So look forward to that if you like that kind of thing. If you don't, well, you're dead to me. So I will see you guys next time.